Option 2 would be not to deal with the more basic version and comparing to its inverse, swapping x and y, and then applying transformations. Instead, let's find the inverse of the whole function, swap x and y to begin with, add the 3 to isolate the logarithm, apply the definition of logarithms, that the answer to that logarithm, x plus 3, is going to be the exponent for that base of 2. And then we'll isolate y. So our graph of this transformed logarithmic function should be a reflection of this transformed exponential function with a base of 2 over the line y equals x. So back in option 1, we had a table with x's and 2 to the x's for the graph of the basic exponential function y equals 2 to the x. We're going to have to shift left 3. So -1 goes to -4, 0 goes to -3, and so on. And that way, when you plug in -4 into x plus 3, that's -1. And when you take 2 to the -1, you get 1/2, and so on. Then shift up all those y values up by another 2 due to a vertical transformation up 2. I'm going to swap x and y to come up with what we're graphing for our transformed logarithmic function. But first notice that with exponential functions, the domain is any real number. If we had not had a vertical transformation, we would have had a range of y greater than 0 and a horizontal asymptote at y equals 2. But because we shifted up 2, that's made the range y is greater than 2 and the horizontal asymptote's equation y equals 2. When we swap the x and y, the first column and the last column, that'll give us the points to graph on our transformed logarithmic function. Now we saw it already in option 1, but here it is again. However, I also want to show the graph of the transformed exponential function. Let's zoom this out a little bit. And this one. That one's got a horizontal asymptote at y equals -2, y equals -2. And we can see that the one we were going for in purple is a reflection of this transformed exponential function in green. So to further explain how I came up with the domain and range and the equation of the vertical asymptote back in option 1, all I did was swapped the x and the y. So when I said for the transformed exponential function that x could be any real number, now it's y can be any real number. When I said that y had to be greater than 2 for the range of the transformed exponential function, that is switched to x. So we're talking about the domain. X has to be greater than 2. And the equation of the vertical asymptote, x equals 2.